All right, I'm trying to get everything set. All right, I'm just gonna watch this for now. I don't think Monkey's here. I did ping him. He did tell me to ping him, and I did. And whenever Monkey arrives, we'll just quickly switch over. All right. Whenever he arrives, we'll just start on the editing.
This giant flying turtle has many names.
Oh, you just got here too. All right. Monkey, you sent me a documentary. The shit's 30 minutes long, brother. But you're saying it's worth it? Fuck it.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution.
Actually,
itself.
you know what's crazy about this? I don't want to pause every time, but I do want to be contributing as a fucking reacty person. Oh no, I dropped something. No. Isn't it crazy that we still yet to have an entire, like, set stone of things in our world that we're like, oh yeah, we explored it 100%, whatever. Well, we do. But when it comes to, like, a lot of things, we don't. Underwater, we have no fucking idea. I think we have, like, what, 20, 30%? You know what I mean? Documentary is good sleepy time vids. I guess, but if you're doing something later, don't expect to watch this. You're gonna knock the fuck out, you know?
That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. First, what are these new life forms?
These nuts?
Since their explosive arrival
so
across
funny.
the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from...
All right, what's with this fucking weird... Okay, it's not... Okay, this is very much not a person. This is an AI voice speaking, isn't it? They can't pronounce shit properly. What the fuck, Monkey? What am I watching? What AI fucking functional am I watching? You're not gonna tell me someone actually... His voice just sounds weird. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep pausing here and there, you know?
How to purge humanity. From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home.
It is AI, right? I fucking knew it. Also, he's the kicker. There are still things in our fucking planet that we have yet to fucking know what we're doing. So us being like, oh, well, why, what's weird, what? We just don't know yet. We don't know what the fuck is in our own planet sometimes. It's crazy.
What these creatures are is mysterious.
Right, now I'm
and
gonna
still
start
not
eating,
well
so you
known
might not
today.
hear me talk as much.
But here's what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones. They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as VITA CARNIS.
What?
The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives.
You know what they just sound like? Those fucking... Not vertebrae. Fuck, what are they called? They usually feed on, like, bacteria and all that shit. I'll try to remember the name, but it's something along the lines of that.
The Carnis only...
Also, quick thing. Yes, we're taking a break. I'm eating also as well, so I may or may not talk. I may pause a lot. It's a documentary that Monkey recommended, and I'm watching it. You guys don't like that? That's fine. Do what you gotta do. Do your own thing. And yeah, just one. Yeah, I know. I just saw it on Twitter already. We were just talking about it. We're good. You're so 5 minutes ago. Wow. But yeah, just watching a video. So if you guys want to watch it, by all
places where
means.
there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis
Crustaceans.
species,
That's what I mean.
the crawl.
What? Okay.
The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi.
Overtime want me? Very much.
A primary stem structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth.
Coke soda.
The
Or
source of
Mexican
these
Coke soda.
organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces.
Oh,
Using its
that's
root-like
good. Holy
tendrils,
shit.
it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means,
The what?
using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis. The dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing
It's The Last of
sunlight,
Us, except
and
instead of
therefore allowing
mushrooms, it's
solar
these little
energy to fuel
fucking
the crawl's
rooted
growth.
plants, is what I'm getting at.
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may
Wait, is this based on a actual thing? I don't think so, right? It's something made up, right?
outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants
No, so it's fake. Got it.
plenty of nourishment to
Yeah, that's what I thought.
all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both.
Yeah, because here's the thing. You know, in The Last of Us 2, the infection of the zombies was actually based off an actual existing parasite that grows on mushrooms, but plants actually, not plants, insects turn to like mindless zombies as well. It's kind of fucked up. And then they use that idea for The Last of Us. I forgot what it's called, but if you know what I'm talking about, that shit's crazy. Like, very crazy.
Abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence
Shadow, we're only watching this because I have nothing else to watch. So if you feel like doing something for 30 minutes, by all means, my friend, do what you got to do. I'm going to watch this because I'm eating and I just want something to watch and just say some stuff. So, yeah, anyone that applies to anyone else too, okay? By all means, you are not, no pressure. You can do whatever you want. Going to bed. Oh, well, I hope you sleep well.
of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed.
I could have literally watched Has Been. Well, Monkey suggested this way before, and I feel like I should watch something he told me to watch earlier that I keep ignoring. So it's like midnight for me almost. Gotcha.
By the crawl, and the cycle
Ah, man,
begins again.
do you? You already know what I always say.
Symbiosis leads to an environment
Do you,
where all
man.
populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage.
Here's the thing too, Monkey. If I wasn't eating, I'd already be bored because I having my attention is so hard.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in
What the
nutrients,
fuck?
it has been
What's that?
sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans.
Would it be better to watch on Kick because he would want to watch more after watching the pilot? If you want, I can watch the pilot here, and we can postpone this though. The boring part, I don't use Kick. I haven't watched Has Been, or the recent Has Been one. I think I watched the first episode of Has Been Hotel, but I haven't watched anything else after. And I heard something else came afterwards. So up to you guys. I'm still down to watch this, and I told Monkey I would watch this. So, but you really want me to continue watching this? I don't mind. I'm fine with either or, buddy. God, seems like it goes on forever. VITA CARNIS. All right, I'm doodling with my little pony crayons.
And
Living the best
reliably
life.
so.
Oh yeah.
But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards. The crawl also
I'd eat
plays
it.
a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches.
What?
This node will
Ew.
fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the Trimmings. The Trimmings.
Wait a minute. Ew. Oh, I see what it's fucking doing.
The Trimmings. Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned
Ew.
raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs.
Fucking terrifying.
All individual Trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics. One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue and are a
Just a little
maximum
guy,
of 20
get it?
centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball.
Okay, real talk. If there's a fucking bug that's bigger than a fucking basketball or as big, we have to just annihilate the fucking race. Because at that point, if something like that exists nowadays, oh, fuck me. Don't get me wrong. I've heard of giant anacondas, giant fucking crabs, squids, but insects, oh, fuck that, bro. Fuck that.
Its life starts with its separation from the crawl. It
You have
will want
watched
to
it, it's
find
kind of
anything
something.
that is edible and able to consume.
Falling with the trimming. Ew.
Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, Trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals. Although its appearance is unsightly,
Oh.
it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its
Keep it for a
population
pet
would
for
eventually
defensive
die
purposes.
out.
As it shrieks at you? Fuck that.
The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years.
7 months. What? Fuck that.
Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night. Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets, and relatively
You should not be on any kind of. You should be on a list if you have these things. Disgusting.
domesticate them. New
Ain't no way I'm gonna rub my house if they see that. I guess, but then it'll make noises?
Or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake. The meat snake.
Oh no.
The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane.
These scary. They look fucking
Its size varies
awful.
during its
Is the
lifespan,
problem.
depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few
Ew.
centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under
Okay.
extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in
Everyone's
sensors
terrifying.
to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it
Well,
locates
most reptiles have like a sensory thing regardless. Either it's just their tongue or their snout. They have like this thing. Like alligators have, or is it alligators? Yeah. And geckos have like this thing where they all reptiles basically have it, if anything.
the corpse, The meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake. Unsatisfactory parts like skull,
Especially the one named Monty? The fuck does that even mean?
pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted.
Ew.
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull.
Okay, that's kind of meta, meta as fuck.
During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes.
This ain't warfare,
The
dude.
longest
If something like this existed, fuck that. I will not fucking leave my house, man.
one has
It's not terrifying, but it's just disgusting to think about.
lived for was 28 years. The meat snake has no predators and is immune to
Hey, what the hell? The resub. Hey, let's fucking go. I appreciate it, but again, if it's for the ad, 19 months, fucking hell. It's crazy, actually. Thank you. Also, fucking, it's been that long? God damn. Watching videos about documentaries about made up shit, it's disgusting. It's kind of interesting, though.
disease due to its preserved.
What skull would you think would be the scariest if the meat snake had it? I think everyone would lose their mind if it had a skull of a dog, you know, or like a wolf or anything, because they'd be like, damn, they literally eat someone's dog or pet. But I think, dude, can you imagine it has the skull of, I don't think, I don't think insects count, because insects are just, keratin, or like, they're basically just a shell. I don't think it'll count. But can you imagine having a fucking bear skull? That shit would be terrifying.
Preserving chemicals. The only significant
Oh, dude, an alligator skull. Can you imagine that shit? A blue whale? Well, that's assuming it can go in the water and grab a thing, you know? I think it was scary if it was a skull of a bear. Yeah. No, because it's just,
ways a meat
like,
snake
bears
to
are
die is
fucking
through
massive, and if it eats the bear body and it just has the skull, it's terrifying.
starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating. Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the
Ew.
Carnis family.
You're
that
not
is
gonna
able
tell
to
me, okay, it's not terrifying because it's not that dangerous, but look at the size of that shit if it existed. That would have been fucking awful. I think people who are like preserve life and enjoy like like to avoid extinction of some things, fine, whatever, but go fuck yourself. This thing is dying.
produce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis,
Oh,
splitting itself in
fucking
two.
God.
Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold.
The thing is, though, yeah, I get it. It'd be crazy to think that they have a bear skull, but they don't kill it, though. They just take the body from it if it was there, you know? Like sea lions on land, pretty much.
Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's
No,
body
I'm sorry,
disinfects
but
the
no.
carrion, preventing
No.
the spread of disease.
Mm-mm.
Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall, Meat snakes are a marvelous
Look
creature
at
with a
that.
very interesting
It just holds a skull of any fucking damn. Dude, that's just terrible.
way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell.
Oh yeah, I can't. I can't.
Our next creature is the mimic.
Are you serious? A mimic?
The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They
Oh,
greatly
nah.
resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a
happy.
happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped.
Nah, that's just sus, bro.
The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Why does it pause when it say that? It just stopped. I don't like this anymore. Monkey, what did you make me watch?
Because of this, they are found solely around
Wait,
human
what?
populations.
Was it getting closer?
Because of this, they are found solely around human
This is fucking weird.
populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4
Ew,
appendages.
I'm sort of okay.
In this stage,
Ew.
the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the
Oh, I was just about to say, don't tell me the mimic isn't full form. And then as soon as I saw the middle stage, I'm like, yeah, never mind, we're fucked.
description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture. Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering
This just kind of is awful.
themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Nah, shut up, Bucky. You would not win. Turn off the light at least. Just pop out. Okay, we're safe. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's fucked.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into.
May morph.
If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes. This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless
That's
grin.
just bad.
It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter.
Okay.
Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic
Meta.
sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly
Elder
unfazed by
mimic
your
is
presence,
meta.
quietly
Fucking A.
leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack.
What would
Make as
that
much
do?
noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in time.
Okay,
Instead,
that's good.
use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area, and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey, and will move on.
Be safe, and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up, the Harvester. The Harvester.
Nice. That's not good.
The Harvester is a large, bulbous mass, with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base.
Ew.
The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils,
The normal mimic should be weaker. Pretty much.
on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally. The Harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils.
This
The first
disgusting
type
monkey.
is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the
Oh
surface.
god.
These branches are lined on each length of the tendril
And they're basically
with spines,
flesh, aren't they?
extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis. The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting. Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately...
You know what's another terrifying giant creature? A Komodo dragon. Have you guys seen those videos where they just swallow like tiny animals whole? And it's terrifying because sometimes they'll just bite, and then even if you get away, the toxin that is, hold on, excuse me, the poison basically that comes from their saliva paralyzes the animal or person. And yeah, no, it's fucking awful. It's terrifying. Komodo dragons are fucking terrifying.
Collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped ones. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground. Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but
disgusting
scraps.
fucking thing, yeah.
The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom glands that pump into the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy. The remains underground decompose.
Yeah, the animals would get
providing a
fucked
rich
over,
soil,
man.
causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals. A strange behavior the harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and
That's
lure more predators.
interesting. Oh, what was
It
that?
truly is astonishing.
Oh, fucking spooky. 11 months. Thank you for the resub. Again, no one's obligated to do any of that shit unless it's for ads, and I get it, but fucking thank you. And we were just watching documentary of some weird uh flesh fucking meat thing. I don't know how else to describe it. It's disgusting and terrifying, and it's kind of interesting. Also, I'm eating, so if you hate eating or people eating on the mic, whoa, my mic hides it, so I don't go like, oh wow or whatever. Okay, you're fine, whatever, I don't care. Thank you though.
Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous. The harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere.
Bullshit. Tell me that thing would not survive really well in Australia. Tell me it would not. It would. It would probably. Australia would be the worst place these things live. Right? Am I wrong? That shit would thrive there. That and maybe some eastern. Well, actually, it says it doesn't survive well in like too hot, too cold places. So. Well, sorry.
And woodland forests. If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you, being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
Oh my god.
The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place. If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment. You will then slowly begin to
Hope you're having fun. No worries. We're just watching stuff while I eat. At the moment, Monkey's showing me a weird documentary, some weird fucking creature thing. It's weird. Obviously, it doesn't exist, but it's just basically what ifs. I guess they're like SCPs in a sense.
Do wide shuffles.
If you want to watch, by all means. If not, you are welcome to do any other whatever you got to do afterwards.
Away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal. Next up is...
What the fuck? I was gonna pause to say what these are so far. Oh, what the fuck is that? So we got the pill bug, the meat snake. I know it's not a pill bug, but I forget what it's called. The meat snake, the mimic, and the varieties of mimic. The harvester. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Like stuff like this? All right, well, I mean, again, by all means, anyone's welcome to watch. We're just doing this while I eat a little bit. Eating now. Imagine if it did exist. Fuck no. 50 cal Barrett ammo would probably do nothing. Mainly because just the way it sounds like they don't have a means to kill these things, from what it sounds like. That's all I care about, if only ate well. I appreciate it. I'm eating right now. Ooh, what's that? What? Trust I see that you're... I would not leave my house if these shits exist, personally.
The host. The host of influence. The host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons,
That is
and veins.
awful.
In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed area.
I don't know. Look, these things are just terrible. I'm sorry. It's terrible. No, it's not adorable. You know what? Hold on. Just so I don't look crazy when I talk about this stuff. There, look, we got a chat. I forgot I removed it because I thought I was gonna do kick streams, but my encoder does not want me to have shit like that. So, say hi, guys. You're in the thing. Look, guys. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. There we go. Yeah. Wait. I thought it said it couldn't live in anywhere too cold and too hot. Why is it in the snow? Monkey, I found an issue with your video, and now I don't want to watch it anymore. I don't want to watch it anymore. Oh, they live in snowy areas. I'm fucked. Schizophrenic. Now I put the chat. I'm not just talking to myself. Don't I feel famous now? Yeah. See, it says they can't live in places that's too hot, too cold. Just like warm, I guess. Surviving. You're all dead. I'm sorry.
Yes, but allowing
That's just a
movement.
fact.
The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs. Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America.
Wow.
Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, The particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them.
They're terrified.
An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change.
Don't tell me to turn to a mimic.
The first symptoms
No
that
way.
appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time.
I got you, monkey.
These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles.
So basically, just any streamer that deals with chat, basically. All I get is migraines. You know, I can barely speak when I'm reading some of you guys' stuff. I get dizzy just thinking about how crazy people are. You know what? Maybe I'm infected.
If you, or someone you know, show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism
Yep, it's
will cease
confirmed
all
I'm infected.
activities they were previously doing and begin to walk.
What the
The
fuck?
direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal. If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
What? That's fucking crazy. Can you imagine these shits just being in like the worst place of the subway in like New York? That shit would be insane. In ventilation and shit. Oh my god. Gotta stream 6 to 7 hours to make certain. Dripping Queen host. No, you don't worship these things. The point is to survive against these things, guys. That's right, bow down to. You guys are all lost. Just lock them in a room. Smart. You guys are all infected.
Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Next, the monoliths.
Okay. If you're telling me these things are fucking huge, I'm leaving.
The monoliths. The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of. There are only 7 monoliths, all of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds.
Okay.
The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs.
These fucking things were out there, we'd all be dead. I don't even know what it does, but we'd be dead. I'm sorry.
Legs connect to a torso. The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in.
Of course, then hide what they
period, they were extremely aggressive. When the group of.
What did they do? Don't hide that.
Were making their way to the city. The monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out. When military vehicles were dispatched, Once they got close enough top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
You an analog horror thing? Pretty much. Why are you saying guys the plural admitting that you guys are all freaks? They stand tall, queen, like a tender kid.
Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is...
Right.
The singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core.
The fact that there's a documentary on these things, if it was like, yeah, just avoid these things, guys, and then these other things on top of it exist. You know how fucking stupid it would sound? Bro, things are mutos. Basically are, with EMP and all that shit. Oh, God. Fences can stop my girl monolith. Wait, what? Fences can... Oh, oh my God. Shush. A fence can stop everything, okay? Fuck boss. Play soccer with it. You can't even see the thing.
Singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood.
That is just nightmare fuel, just in general.
By an unseen force. There are also a variety of reading that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals.
I don't like how it's repeating this fucking...
The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one
Spaghetti meatball.
classified document about the singularity being held by...
There it goes.
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today, it's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us.
Wins.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
Yay! That is terrifying. I don't ever want to think about these things. More to come. Yeah, no, I think I'm done. Be wary of the magical... the magical... What is it called again? Fucking... Hold on. You can call them magical meatballs, but yeah, no, I don't know what I don't want to deal with these fucking things. Fuck that. Ooh, shit.